Okay, so as a break from the usual scheduled-ish programming, while gathering footage of the Imperial Cutter for the next review, I accidentally clipped inside the ship. And while this is something that undoubtedly some of you have done before accidentally or otherwise, I thought it was kinda cool, so here's a quick video. Once you get the camera inside, you can skim around inside the model of the ship and take a look about. Spoiler alert, no, you don't get a full ship interior, no matter how much we'd all like to see one of those in this or any other playable ship for that matter. But what I do like is that you get to see inside certain parts of the ship that you'd only catch a glimpse of through some standard stock process. For example, the inside of the fighter bay. Usually you'd only see inside of this section while docking or launching a fighter, but once you get a camera inside the ship, you can take a peek at some of the detail held within, something you'd only get a few seconds to glimpse at usually. So it's nice to have a proper poke around it. For example, you can see the struts that lower the fighter bay out of the bottom of the ship and the doors that would allow access to this area. Not that you need doors to fly a fighter, given that it's all done by some future version of remote control. One thing that I have noticed is that while you can see inside the hardpoint bays, you can't actually see the weapon that's equipped in there. Presumably they only render when the bay doors are actually being opened. Another thing is that the cockpit interior hasn't rendered with its full detail. Whilst the SRV bay and the fighter bay both have a decent amount of detail in there. I guess to see the cockpit in all its glory you need to switch to the dedicated camera for that. If we were ever to receive ship interiors, and for the record I don't think we will in the Dangerous installation of Elite, it does make you wonder. The inside of this ship looks pretty small given that it's one of the larger ships that you can fly, and given the space requirements for both optional and core modules, it makes you think that maybe we don't have them because FDev would need to rescale the entire ships to accommodate the interiors. Looking at the size of the fighter and SRV bays compared to the rest of the ship, you can imagine, for example, how big a size 8 optional internal slot would be, and therefore how little room there is for one of those. Again, this is all from this perspective. If you want to give this a go, this is the way that's worked for me. So you sit down on the launch pad within a station. Doesn't matter if you're above or below the main deck. Switch the camera to ship low, then quickly lower or raise your ship, drop into camera mode and then into free camera, then shove the camera in as fast as you can. I'm sure there's an innuendo in there somewhere, I just can't think of it. It'll say signal lost when you do this, don't worry, it'll come back, just make sure you're inside the ship before the camera comes back up. And that's it. It's a short, sweet video of just something that I thought was interesting while getting footage for something else. I'll give this a go with another ship when I get a chance. I'm a few jumps from my home system as I record this, but until then, much love, take care, and 07. Thank you.